Hi. Now, after the US-Russia meet in Saudi Arabia, President Trump he has directly started targeting both Zelensky as well as Europe. And in a long post on Truth Social, he says that think of it, a modestly successful comedian. Mark the words, what he is saying about Zelensky. He is saying, think of it, a moderately successful comedian Volodymyr Zelensky talked the United States of America into spending $351 billion to go into a war that couldn't be won. That means he is straightforwardly saying that the war is almost lost, it cannot be won, and a moderately successful comedian. He is not even classifying him as a politician, he is just talking about him as a comedian, that too moderately successful one. So he is directly targeting at his credentials, but he is also saying that he has talked United States into spending $350 billion in a war which couldn't be won. So two things he is marking: number one, the money, and number two, he's saying that actually they were fooled by him in a war which cannot be won. The United States cannot be won. That never had to start, but a war that he, without the United States and Trump, will never be able to settle. So he's saying now that he cannot settle the war without me and United States of America, that is Trump and United States of America. The United States has spent $200 billion more than Europe, and Europe's money is guaranteed while the US will get nothing back. Now he started targeting actually Europe and the European leadership, who were very much pro-Ukraine war, supporting Ukraine, and he is saying that we have spent more $200 billion more than Europe, and Europe will gain something, but they won't gain anything. This type of talks he is doing. Why don't sleepy Joe Biden demand equalization in that this war is far more important to Europe than it is to us? Now he has also started domestic politics in this post, and he has said that this war is much more important for Europe than United States of America, and why what was the act of Mr. Joe Biden and all those things. We have a big beautiful ocean as separation. Now he's talking about geography of United States of America, that Russia is very close to Europe, so this war is important for them, but we are separated by a big ocean, so we are much safer, so we don't need to fight. In a way he's saying we have a big beautiful ocean as separation. On top of this, Zelensky admits that half of the money we sent him is missing. Now he is talking about theft, and actually I will say that he is targeting many people, many leaders in this post, starting from Joe Biden administration and key figures of that administration, as well as the big shots of European Union countries and as well as NATO countries, because all of them might be having share in the loot if it is being done. He refuses to have elections. Now he's once again targeting Zelensky. He refuses to have elections, is very low in Ukraine polls, and the only thing he was good at was paying Biden like a fiddle. So he's talking about him, that he is not going to an election. His poll ratings are very low, and the only good thing he was paying Biden like a fiddle. Playing Biden like a fiddle. Now he is talking about Zelensky once more, and he is saying a dictator without elections. Now what actually Putin used to say, or Russians used to say, he is a guy who is constitutionally not president of Ukraine. He is calling him dictator, a dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast, or he is not going to have a country left. That is true. Anyway, I think that after even the war, Ukraine won't be a viable state, and it might become a rogue state with a lot of ammunition and arms and ammunition and all type of people and gangsters doing all type of black market things. So he is talking about Ukraine not left as a country if the war doesn't stop. In the meantime, we are successfully negotiating an end to war with Russia, something all admit only Trump and the Trump administration can do. So he is in a way saying that we are dealing with Russia, everybody knows that, and the West, particularly United States of America under Joe Biden and the entire collective West, they were trying to make Putin and Russia a pariah, which they are not now under the Trump administration. And Zelenskyy can't be seen anywhere in the negotiation, nor the Europeans. So everything will be done by Trump administration only, along with Putin and his administration. Biden never tried. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelenskyy probably want to keep the gravy train going. I love Ukraine, but Zelenskyy has done a terrible job. His country is shattered, and millions have unnecessarily died, and so it continues. So he's saying all those things which even I was saying since the start of this war, that this war should have never happened, and Zelenskyy is unconstitutional as per the constitution of Ukraine itself. And I was saying this thing that people are dying, and Ukraine will, after even the war ends, and a lot of portion, maybe 20, 30 or 40% of Ukraine is annexed by Russia. Even after that, the western part of Ukraine, I don't think that for a long time it will be a viable state, and it will be on mercy of others. It looks like that. Even demographics is very dull right now. A bleak picture is there. So in this post, Trump has targeted many people. If he's starting from Zelenskyy, and he's a person who is calling him dictator. So who will talk to dictator? Dictators are not being included in the meetings. On dictators, the will has to be imposed. This shows that the will of United States of America will be imposed not only just on Zelenskyy but also on Europeans. And if the Europeans oppose him, which they are opposing, but I don't feel that they will be able to oppose him, because some time back, I think it was in British Telegraph, that Keith Starmer, the British Prime Minister, wrote an article in which he said that he might send British forces for peacekeeping mission in Ukraine. How can you send the forces when you don't have enough numbers? Today in British Army, they are having something around 75,320 or something like that armed forces in military, and the numbers are even worse in when it comes to Navy or Air Force. They are already short of manpower, short of weapon. There was a report sometime that Britain some days back or some months back was having only 44 working tanks. They are short of pilots, they are short of naval officers, and already 10% or something like that of their total armed personnel. They are not in a fit condition, physically fit condition, medically fit condition to be deployed anywhere for duties. So they are talking big that they will be sending troops for peacekeeping missions, but I don't think so. And Germany has already said that if US is not sending the troops, they are not sending the troops. So without Germany, the powerhouse, the economic powerhouse, which used to be the economic powerhouse of Europe, what can Europe do when it comes to a war without United States of America? And actually, Trump is showing them their appropriate place. Europe is no more any power. They were actually piggybacking America and projecting their power. We saw case of France. Most of the North African countries have actually forcibly kicked out France from their colonial positions, and that too in the past 2-3 years. So these countries do not have power. Germany do not have any major military power. So is Britain, so is France. So what can they do? They can't do anything.